Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy April. I am so happy that April is here. I love spring so much, and today I'm sharing with you guys my monthly favorites from the month of March. This one crept up on me so fast. I know I did not do a lot of uploads this month, but I do have a lot of makeup favorites to share with you guys today. I've got a couple of new things, a couple of older things, and one or two things I've changed my mind on recently. We will get into it all, but before we do that, I want to wish a special welcome to any of my new visitors here. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. Please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure that your notifications are turned on. With that said, let's just jump right in. Okay, so let's start first with something that I'm very surprised made into the favorites video this month. It is the Wet n Wild Clingy Serum Primer. So I just tried this out. I mean, I've had it for about a week and a half now, but that video just went up a couple of days ago. But I've been trying this for the last week and a half very regularly now with a lot of different foundations, and the more I use it, the more I am really liking this. It actually looks really good underneath other foundations, and even some of my foundations that don't wear quite as long, I do think this helps with their longevity. Now, as I mentioned in the video where I tried this out for the first time, it is a very sticky primer. It is very sticky. Rub it in and then it kind of like it actually feels kind of like glue. But if you give it just a couple of seconds, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, that stickiness kind of wears off and it just makes a really good base for your foundation. I did mention in that video that I feel like it's a stickier version of the Milk Hydro Grip. I've always liked this primer. I think it's really good for making my foundation like just stay in place a little bit better, especially in areas that I can tend to get a little bit of rubbing off or wearing off, especially like around the nose. That primer really helps with that. And this one I think also helps. It's just a little bit stickier. I was a little bit put off by that at first, but as I've used it more, that stickiness, which alarmed me at first, doesn't bother me at all now. I actually think it helps my foundation stick to my skin a little better. Again, this might just all be in my head, but I am finding that my foundations tend to wear really well. On top of this, I've now tried it with, I think, 5 different foundations on top, and all of them look lovely on top of this primer. So I'm pretty happy with this. Hasn't broken me out or given me any issues. The packaging is really nice, even though it took me a good like 3 minutes to get some products to come out of this. It is very, very thick. So be aware of that. And if you are someone that tried this out and thought, oh, I don't know that I can get along with that, that's how I felt the first time I tried it. But I gave myself some time, forced myself to try it a few more times, and the more I've been using it, the more I'm coming to really love this. And come to think of it, I have a couple other products I feel like that has happened to me this month, including with this one right here. This is the Maybelline 30 Hour Lumi Matte Foundation. Now, I never disliked this foundation when I first tried it out. I think I tried this out for the first time in February, and I really liked it then, but I tried, I think, just 1 pump of it. I like this a lot better if I use 2 full pumps. It's a really good buildable foundation. It's quite liquidy, so when the first time I tried it, I just put a light layer on. It just didn't quite give me the coverage that I was looking for. But with the second layer, or just like 1.5 to 2 pumps initially, it gives great medium coverage. It has a beautiful natural finish. It wears really well on me. It's the perfect shade. This is shade 128. And I just realized that this is just a solid foundation. The formula of this reminds me a lot of the About Face Performer foundation. Both of these have kind of a more natural finish. Longevity wise, I mean, this one also wears good on me. This one technically says it's a 30-hour foundation. I haven't really put these to the test over a long period of time side by side, but I don't have any issues with either of these. They remind me quite a bit of each other as far as the coverage level, the finish. They're both very nice. I know a lot of people have been raving about this one and talking very highly about it. I kind of didn't get what the hype was about at first, but the more I've used it, the more I realized this is a really solid foundation. I do really like it. Let's move on to a foundation that's quite old to me. In fact, this is one that I probably should be decluttering soon because I think I bought this almost 2 years ago. It's the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Foundation. I love this foundation. I pulled it back out recently to try and use this thing up, and I just was reminded of how healthy this looks on my skin. If you are older and have dry skin and you like a very serum-y, liquid-like foundation that still has really good medium coverage, this is so perfect. It's beautiful on the skin. It looks very luminous and glowy, but it's not greasy or oily and doesn't move around on me too much. It's just lovely. It's a beautiful foundation that makes my skin look so hydrated, which I love. Next up, I have a concealer. I have actually talked about this concealer in a very negative way before, like mentioned that I did not like it, but I've started using this just underneath my eyes and as kind of an eyelid primer. And I actually really like it. This is from the brand Relove by Revolution. This is one of the cheaper brands at Walmart. If you blink, you're gonna miss it. I mean, the section is super tiny if they happen, well, at least at my Walmart and a couple of the other Walmarts I've seen this brand in before. They have quite a few products that have been fantastic wins for me, and they are extremely affordable. I think this thing is under $5. It's their super concealer. This is the shade C6, which I initially thought was way too kind of gray and light for me. I honestly don't even think it's that gray. It's inside the tube. This looks very like grayish in tone, but I think it's just the tube, because on my hand it's just a good neutral light shade that looks great and wears great underneath my eyes. Now when I say under my eyes, I feel like I keep repeating myself about this, but just in this little area right here, that's really the only place that I put under eye concealer. I stay away from these areas out here where I get a lot of fine lines, and any concealer is going to settle into those lines. But this concealer works great in that little pocket right there. It works great as an eyelid primer. I've been using it almost every day in that area for the last couple of weeks, and I'm very happy with it. I thought this might be one that I'd have to declutter, and I'm happy to say that I'm getting some good use out of it now. A couple more Wet n Wild products from that recent Wet n Wild video that I did. So I mentioned in that video I tried out the Color Icon bronzer in the shade Ticket to Brazil. I actually didn't like that. It's sitting on my desk right here right now, and I probably will declutter that one because it's just not the right shade for me. But I went back to my Walmart again and saw that the shade, which I do like, which is the shade Sunset Striptease. By the way, I hate that name. Okay, anyways, this bronzer is beautiful. I just picked this up recently, been using it for I mean, it hasn't been that long, but I've owned this bronzer before. I actually hit pan on this and decluttered it when it was basically gone several months ago. Maybe that might have been like a year ago now, and I'm happy to have it back in my life. I am wearing it on my cheeks today. It's just a very nice, very glowy bronzer. I will say this about this bronzer: make sure that you get the right shade for you, because if you have to build this up too much, so I did just a couple of days ago, I had put some foundation on. It was a little bit too light, so I tried to do like 2 or 3 layers of my bronzer, and it got a little bit too glowy. Like, it was a little bit too intense, and I started to see some texture on my skin out here because of the glow in this. So you don't want to go too heavy-handed with this one because it will emphasize texture, but if you use the right amount, if you have the right shade, it looks lovely. Also from that Wet n Wild video, I want to talk about the lip oil. I've been very happy with this lip oil. I'm just such a fan of these kind of products lately. It's pretty basic. That's the only thing I'll say. If you're looking for, I mean, there are so many, I shouldn't say dupes. I mean, we're talking Wet n Wild here. This will be the dupe for the higher end stuff, but there's so many brands that make products like this. I have a couple from Amazon that I've tried over the years. Have one from House Labs that is a different shade. It's a little bit more, it's not quite so clear, but I love this. They're pretty basic. If you like something that's just going to give a touch of color, a lot of shine, and a lot of hydration, these are fantastic for that. And this is a really good one from the drugstore. I wanted to mention the Tower 28 Beach Please Blush in Magic Hour. I've pulled this in, I actually pulled into my shop, my stash, a couple of months ago, so I've been getting quite a bit of quite a bit of use out of this recently, and it's such a great blush color and formula. I've had this for a while. I think I've had this for about 2.5 years now, and I feel like I'm just starting to really appreciate this color and formula blush. I know it's a favorite of many people, these Tower 28 cream blushes. I'm very curious to try out their new powder blushes, but I don't know, guys. I feel like blush is one of those things that I try way too many blushes out. It's like blushes are my new eyeshadow palettes. I just seem to collect them so quickly that I don't have room for them. I'm gonna have to start to arrange things in my room here so that blushes have their complete own drawer. Right now they share a drawer with my bronzers, and it's just not working because I'm collecting them much too fast. So I might hold off on those, but let me know. Do you guys think I should try those new, I think they're called like a blurring powder blush. I've heard a lot of people talking about them, probably because they're new. Another repeat product is the Luminous Light Face Palette from Sydney Grace. I've raved about this many times before. I've had this for a couple of years now. It is stunning. You can see that this is very well loved. I've gotten a lot of use out of this over the last couple of years, and I absolutely love it. It's the perfect face palette. By the way, this is also a palette I've been using. I used it in my 5-minute video I think that was a couple of weeks ago. I posted that video where I did like a 5-minute makeup look, and I use this on both my face and my eyes, and it created such a beautiful eye look as well. I've been doing that a ton lately. Prior to that video, I'd actually been doing that for a while, and this palette in particular works so well for that. I think it's partly because this highlighter right here is so intense that if you really put it on thick, you can get some maximum impact out of this and brightness, which is really nice if you're in a hurry and you don't have time for a lot of concealer and to really get rid of dark circles. This is actually going to counter any darkness you have on the inner part of your eyelid and kind of brighten things up for you, which is a big help when you're in a hurry. It's a great palette. I feel like face palettes, I've tried so many out over the years, and I always frustrated when there's a face palette that has 1 or 2 things in it that just don't quite work for me. And that's pretty common. It's rare to find a face palette where everything in it works for your skin tone or for kind of what you're looking for, what your tastes are. And this is one of the few palettes that across the board, I love everything in here. Both blushes are great. The bronzer's great for me. The highlighter is fantastic. It works great on the face and the eyes. It's such a good one that I've gotten so much use out of this. I'm sure it's appeared in other favorites videos before, but for good reason. It absolutely deserves it. Okay, we are almost done. I have just a couple more things. First off, the Lash Extender Mascara from e.l.f. So this has officially been put to the baseball test, which is what I call the ultimate challenge of watery eyes. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but every spring I have a couple of boys that play spring sports, have been watching spring sports outside in cold and windy Utah for the last, let's see, my oldest son is now 21 since he was like 7. So it's been like 15 years since I've been watching baseball outside where my eyes water like crazy. And there are very few mascaras that get the approval of baseball, whether this is officially one of the few. It is fantastic. It is a drier mascara. When you're applying this, it actually dries really quickly as you're putting it on. So you gotta be really quick. If it starts to clump or anything, you need to make sure that you like comb things out quickly because it is going to dry very fast. But once it's dry, once it's set, which I kind of like that it dries fast because you don't have to worry about things getting messy. And once it is dry, it does not go anywhere. My eyes can water like crazy, and so this is what happens at a baseball game. I usually have sunglasses on or something, but I'm constantly doing this because my eyes are just kind of tearing out of the corner of my eyes. So I'm wiping at my eyes for like 4 hours straight. And if I come home and there is still mascara on my eyelashes and there's not flakes all over my face or nothing's running, that is the approval that a good mascara will get. And this officially has gotten that approval. The only ones that I have tried out other than this one that have gotten that approval is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, the Panorama mascara from L'Oreal, and the Maybelline Sky High mascara. I have other ones that are close. The Flower Beauty one is relatively good, but that one will start to peel off of my eyelashes quite a bit. But these three do a great job. I'm so happy with this mascara. It's the only one that I've been wearing to baseball games more recently, and it's such a trooper. And the thing I like about this one, even more than the Panorama, I will say I do think the Panorama looks a little better on my lashes. Like it gives me a little bit better volume, a little bit better length and separation and fullness. But this one is so much easier to remove. The Panorama mascara, while I love it, if my water is not almost uncomfortably hot, it's very difficult to remove. This one removes so easily. Basically with just mildly warm water, you get your eyelashes nice and wet and you gently pinch them. It truly is the perfect tubing mascara, it's the only one that I have found that is very, very close to the Thrive Cosmetics in the way that it removes, and I'm very excited about that. Last thing, this product I picked this up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I know that I mentioned to you guys that we would come back and do like an Ulta video. That sale ended up being a bit of a bust for me because I missed a couple of the days that I think we were out of town for baseball or something on one of the 2 days that I actually wanted to get some things from the sale, and I missed them. So I did end up buying a couple things during the sale, but they weren't even on sale. And one of the things that I tried, I was hoping to save for a video for you guys, but curiosity got the best of me. It was sitting on my desk. I decided to open it and try it out just like 6 days ago. And I am obsessed with this. It is a highlighter. It's from NYX. It's their Buttermelt highlighter. This one is in the shade Bright and Butter. It's the one that's like, it's like a golden white. Now, I saw this and the reason I ended up opening this one up is because when I saw it in the pan, it looks a little bit iridescent to me. And I was like, oh no, I don't like iridescent highlighters. I don't know that this one's gonna end up working for me. And so I was like, oh, I just gotta test it out. Lo and behold, this thing is incredible. The formula is so pretty. It actually reminds me quite a bit of the Glow Seeker highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's very intense. It is the highlighter that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It gives my cheeks this very like glossy glass-like look that I absolutely love. It is so pretty. I'm so happy with it. I think this is the best highlighter shade and formula that I've tried in quite a long time. And even though it's only been a few days since I've had this, it was one of those things that was like love at first sight that I just knew I had to mention today Even though we don't know each other that well, I feel like this is one that I'm going to love for a very long time. And that is it, you guys. Those are all of my favorite things from the month of March. I'd love to know what you guys have been loving this last month as we transition into a new season. I am so looking forward to warmer weather. It is terribly cold today. It actually snowed last night. But I can't wait for spring. It is finally starting to look like spring outside, which I'm really grateful for. But that is going to do it for now. Stay tuned. I have my ColourPop video coming up very soon. I can't wait to share this one with you. I'm actually wearing some things from that video on my face today. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, you guys, and I hopefully will see you in my next video. Bye.